Hi guys. Today I want to talk a little bit about glove choices for water hunting, and especially if you're wearing a dry suit. A lot of us water hunters obviously opt for the dry suit instead of the wetsuit. And in colder weather, you definitely want to keep your hands warm. I mean, there's nothing worse than having to stop a hunt because your fingers are numb. So there's quite a few different choices for the water hunter. So let me show you a few of the gloves that I started out with, and I'll show you guys what I'm using now. So when I first got my dry suit, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I bought these. Now these are 3mm neoprene gloves, and these are actually, they're not bad. They're not bad actually. They're pretty warm. They're pretty warm. I'd say that's probably the one of the benefits about them. They're they're quite good for what's the word, dexterity. Like you can grab little things out of the basket of your scoop with these. The things I didn't like about them is that they wear out really fast, especially for digging. So I don't know if you can see the thumb here. I mean, this was like 5 or 6 hunts maybe, and these are 30 or 40 bucks. The other thing I didn't like about these is they're not puncture proof, and I got stuck with a, I think it was a sea urchin spine or something. I didn't notice it at the time, but in the days after the hunt, it swelled up and I had to get antibiotics and stuff, and so they don't provide that much protection. But yeah, they do work. They're all right. Pretty warm. Your hands obviously get wet, but not too bad. So after the sea urchin episode, I bought these. These are also neoprene, a little bit thinner, with the Kevlar sort of palm and fingers. So these are a lot safer. They're not as warm. They're not nearly as warm. So for spring and fall hunting, I go with these. They're warm enough, not nearly as warm as these, but they last way longer and they provide sort of protection against, glass or metal or sea urchins, sharks, that kind of thing. But the new dry suit that I got, well, new to me, came with dry gloves. Now I didn't even really know what dry gloves were. I mean, I assumed they were dry gloves, but they're pretty cool. So I've been using these for about a month now, and I see some people on the forum asking about them, so I thought I'd do a little video just to show you what they are and how they work. Basically, where's my suit here? So what happens is you get a little ring that clamps right onto the latex. These are the bottleneck style latex cuffs, and you can't see, but there's a little ring that gets pushed inside, and it then gets pushed into this thing here, and this is what it looks like. And your glove is kind of the same deal. So you can sort of choose your own gloves, which are good. These are about 20 bucks each, so if they rip or it's the wrong size, they're easy to replace. These are just water and oil resistant. I think they're polyurethane gloves, I think. And same deal here. I don't know if you can see inside there, maybe not. But you get rings like this of varying sizes. And I'm not going to take all this apart, but it is easy to do. And there's lots of videos on the internet that show you how to do it. But basically, you put a ring inside your glove clicks in here, and that's it. And basically, around here, this clicks right into here. Sounds easy, and it is easy, but if you don't do it properly, it's easy to get a leaky glove. So just let me show you. I'll put this one on here. Basically, as normal, this goes on here. Now, depending on how cold it is, another thing I like about these is you can choose different layers of sort of insulation, right? And these are real cheap and replaceable too. So we'll say it's not too cold. This slides into here. Now this thing here, this threaded bit here, is not actually for locking them on or anything. It's for taking them off. I'll show you that in a minute. But basically, you want to make sure there's nothing sort of blocking your way here. It's kind of hard to do here, but Actually, it's real hard to do sitting down. This basically, why is that not working? So this just squeezes in. It's not easy to put on, let me tell you. But that's good. It means it's probably not going to leak. Okay. And that's it. You know, you've got a watertight seal there. Now what I usually do is I quickly, before I go up for a hunt, I'll stick my hand kind of under the water and squeeze around a bit. Now if this seal isn't right, you'll know immediately. And if you're fast, you can catch it before you get a soaking hand. You'll see bubbles kind of popping out of here. Anyway, that's how it works. Now this ring here is to take these off. This is not easy either. This pushes the part that's attached to your dry suit down. As you can see, it's not easy to do. There we go. And it just comes off like that. Now one of the things I like about this system is that even if this glove gets punctured, gets ripped, you know, it doesn't seal properly, the worst thing that's going to happen is this inner part, this glove is going to get wet, but it's not going to go up into your dry suit, which is good. This is called a Cytec Antares, I think is the name of this one. I don't know if all dry gloves are like this, but this one you still retain the seal here, which is great. Some things that I don't like so much about it, and I'm no expert on these things, I've only owned this one set, is that this mechanism here, while you're hunting, so it's like this when you're hunting, right? If any piece of sand or anything gets in here, this thing is almost impossible to turn. It's hard enough as it is. So it can be really tough to get these off actually. Luckily, you don't need to use this to get the gloves off. I mean, you can sort of stick something in there and pry them off if you like. Also, at the end of a long hunt, these are hard to turn. It takes all my strength to get these things off. And you know, I'm not out of shape or anything, so if you're not that strong or you're, you know, a lady or something, I don't know. It's going to be hard to get these things off actually. Let's see what else. One other thing I noticed that took a while to get used to is that digging. Now I don't hold my scoop, put these back on with this hand, but because of this big ring here, when you're grabbing your scoop this way, you know, you can't, this big ring is in the way. It's kind of hard to explain, but I had to kind of change my digging style. Before I could kind of grab the shaft of the scoop and my arm would kind of lay sort of parallel to it. Now though, with this thing here, I've kind of had to change the angle of it. It's not a big deal, but it took me a good couple hours to get used to. I didn't like it at first. The other thing to consider is, depending on what kind of machine you use, this is the arm cuff for an X-Cal. Because this ring is so huge, you know, normally you just go like this, slide your arm through, and put this back. Because this thing's so big, even with this opened up, it doesn't really fit through here. Oh, there, it does. Weird. Never mind. Wasn't that weird? Usually when I'm hunting, for some reason or another, this is a hassle to get on and off. So if you're one of the guys who's always taking your detector, taking it off, putting it down, putting it back on. Anyway, I've just disproved myself here. Why the hell? Oh, it does fit through. Never mind. Up until now, for some reason, when I'm out hunting, it doesn't seem, maybe when it's wet, I don't know. But I normally have to take this out, you know, which is not a huge deal, but when you've got these gloves on, it's kind of... Anyway. Mysterious. These gloves come with the kind of lubricant kind of wax stuff to make it easier to put on and off. I found this stuff to be absolutely useless. I don't know, maybe I'm putting it on wrong, but yeah, no, these things are hard to get on and off as it is. Let's do this again here. Yeah, they're real tough. But as I said, sometimes I'll just put the lip of my scoop here, or I have like a little knife thing that I carry and they just pop right off. So it's not a big deal if you can't use these rings. And sometimes if you get sand in here during the hunt, you're going to have to find some other way to get these off. But when you have to take a leak badly, it can be pretty exciting trying to get these things off. So that's about it anyways. I really like these. Definitely for winter. I mean, this is not much insulation, but just the fact that your hands are dry, I mean, this is going to keep you warm. And I hunt some pretty cold water. And I've never had a problem with my fingers getting cold. As I said, they're great. You know, you can supply your own gloves, which are cheap. Whatever kind, whatever size you like. You know, you can sort of layer the insulation on the inside up to a point, obviously. Depending on the weather. So, yeah, for me, I really like these. These came with the suit that I bought, so it wasn't like I went out and bought these on my own. But if these broke or whatever, I get another dry suit, I'm definitely going to go the dry glove route. It's nice to have warm, dry hands when you're hunting in the winter. So yeah, aside from a few little things that you need to get used to, I really like these. So anyway, I hope you learned a little bit about some of the glove choices for dry suits. And yeah, we'll see you out there.